Welcome to the Raw Effect, the most X-Boy fanboy podcast in the whole world. Make sure to check out us every time on Monday, because we usually post on Monday, except Max has audio issues, which we have to fix very longly, like we did last time. We are sorry if the audio quality was not the best in that episode. We almost had to can that episode completely because Max's microphone was like super loud and cracking all the time. But we got help from someone, so we are super thankful for him. But I'm with your host, Max.
Hello. Yeah, sorry. My gain was way too loud on the mic and we didn't notice. Thank God I know a really good friend of mine that is an audio engineer that helped us out a lot. Thank you so much. Yashan, if you listen to this, thank you so much.
Yes, Yashan, thank you. You literally saved our life.
Saved the day. Like the true hero that he is.
Exactly. Thank you very much. Again, we couldn't have done it without you. But guys, if you have any comments, questions, notes, or any other ways to fix our audio or get better quality, make sure to leave that in an email to us at raweffectpodcast@gmail.com, or in the YouTube comment sections, or anywhere you want, and we will try to answer it. We will try to cover your questions and get back to you as soon as we can.
Just try not to scream too much at me.
Yeah, please scream at Max. No one screamed at me yet, but I'm still looking forward to that. Someone please criticize me. Thank you.
You're doing a terrible job. There, you're welcome.
Thank you, Max. Very good.
That's what I'm here for, clearly. All right, let's get into it. Know your hosts.
Know your host. I saw Max waiting for the tune.
I'm in sync with you now. At this point, I'm just like, say the know your host thing and then just run away until you do your thing.
Nice.
Who's gonna go first? Me, you?
I go first this time. I think you always go first. Okay, so my question to you is what's your favorite series of all time? I'm meaning like movie or anime or cartoon, like something you watch series. Yeah.
So movie or television?
Like not movie, but a series, like something that's not like a film, but like it can be cartoon, anime, or like live action series.
Oh my god, that's actually quite hard.
Actually, Max is a very big film viewer, and he knows a lot about films, so it's very interesting.
And still, I'm gonna go with Friends.
I mean, I love Friends.
I loved that too, because I watched it like a billion times. Every time I'm bored or something when it was still on Netflix, I usually I have this really weird pattern. So I started with season 5 or 6 or something. Then I watch a couple of episodes. Then I'm gonna binge the entire thing till season 10. Then I'm gonna start out with season 3 because I don't want to go back too far. And then I binge it till 5, and then I go back to 1 and watch it to 3 for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, kinda, if you see it many times. But wait, do you prefer Friends over How I Met Your Mother? Because they are very similar.
Isn't it from the same creators or something as well?
I'm not sure, but it's How I Met Your Mother is basically like a modern take on Friends.
Yeah, I like How I Met Your Mother too, but the thing is that it was kind of running too long. I think they should have kept it off at 5 seasons and then should have ended it the way they did. A lot of people have issues with the ending of the series. I actually did like it, but I think it would have had more impact without spoiling anything if they would have quit it earlier, because in the later seasons, they just kind of the character development is just repeating itself, which is kind of annoying. But the jokes are still funny as hell. It's gonna be Legend, wait for it, Derry. And Barney Stinson is just awesome as hell.
He's the best character in
Neil Patrick Harris is awesome.
By the way, from this question, I'm actually in the last weeks I've been looking for anything that's like Friends or How I Met Your Mother or Big Bang Theory, because that's the 3 series that are very similar in their structure and how they work. But I just can't find any sitcoms that are like that. I tried Modern Family now, it doesn't really work for me, so I'm so lost. I really want something like that.
Have you tried The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt?
Nope.
That's on Netflix. It's actually really hilarious. You should watch that. That's really good.
But does it have this group dynamic and stuff like that? That's what I'm really looking for. It's kind of romancy, but funny, life development and these group dynamics with jokes. I just don't know anything else like that.
All right, so it kind of has it, but not really. There's a group definitely of people, but it's much smaller. I think what you're looking for is maybe New Girl with Zoe Deschanel.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's 4 people in a flat in Brooklyn, I think, and a whole bunch of shenanigans and stuff. It's really good, actually. You should watch that. I think that is actually exactly what you're looking for. New Girl.
Okay, I'll try that because I was looking at 2.5 Men, which I heard is similar, kinda.
2.5 Men is really fun too, yeah. But it's less of a like a couple of friends hanging out and having some shenanigans as like it's kind of like a family thing. It's still funny. Like it's still like the first I think 8 seasons where Charlie Sheen is still in it. I definitely like one of really good television from back in the day. But yeah. If I would recommend anything, I would probably recommend New Girl because I think that's probably the closest to what you're looking for.
Cool, I'll give that a try then. I was really searching in the last days exactly for this. That's why I came out with the question as well. Maybe like, you know.
Yeah, so the thing that I've been watching recently, or what I was watching last week, was Norseman. That's on Netflix. It's kind of a Norwegian show about Vikings, but they have like the same kind of values and mindset as modern people, but in old times. So it's really kind of a satire, and they just keep quoting like modern issues into like old-timey Viking times. And it's the most hilarious thing ever because it doesn't jive well. Like there's so much awkward pausing and staring because people are just uncomfortable constantly with each other, and it's just the best. You should watch that. That is like amazing.
That sounds really fun.
It's really funny, and it's, the 3rd season came out I think like last week, and I binged everything, like all 6 episodes in one evening. It was so good, man. Nice. That is like legit good television. You should watch that. Norseman, really good. And for anybody else who's listening out there, Norseman, give it a try. It's amazing.
I'll definitely try that. But New Girl as well, because I'm really looking for like a sitcom kind of experience, like happy. No, not like stressful.
If I have to recommend like a proper show, like a 45-minute episode kind of thing, I would recommend like first of all Fargo. It like takes a while to get into it, but Fargo season 2 is like awesome as hell. I would really recommend that one. Then I would recommend American Gods. Like the first season is really good. The second season is like a bit worse, but it's still like visually really appealing. Altered Carbon is really good from Netflix, but only the first season. You can skip the second one. Yeah, the second one is just like I think they cut the budget by like 2/3 because everything feels much cheaper. The sets that don't feel like futuristic anymore, and everything just kind of like falls apart. It's just really weird. Like the first season is so good.
Okay.
And then
like I've watched so many series right now. I just finished Better Call Saul, which I really liked.
Oh yeah, that's the prequel to Breaking Bad, right?
Well, it is a prequel, but it's also like a different character's storyline, and that character is really awesome. Yeah, Saul Goodman,
right? The lawyer dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I never finished Breaking Bad. I watched it like for 3 seasons and then kind of fell off a cliff because it just got really boring. I hear from a lot of people it's good.
I think it gets really good actually. It even has a good ending, like not like good, but like a good ending
like a legit good television ending.
Exactly.
It's really hard to pull that off.
To be honest, I think Breaking Bad may be one of the best series I've seen.
Yeah, I heard that from a lot of people. Yeah. And what else I could recommend is Californication with David Duchovny. Have you ever watched that?
No.
Oh man, it's like a writer in California in Venice Beach with like writer's block. His wife divorced him and moved him with another person, and the kid, his daughter, is there too. And he's just struggling with like writing, living there, dealing with the day-to-day, and also like just being a raging alcoholic all the time, taking drugs, having tons of sex and shit. Wow. It's really like the first season is really serious, and then it kind of like deviates off into like more funnier stuff. But I would totally recommend it. It's very rock and roll. There's a lot of like rock stars in it. He's writing basically from books to television shows to Broadway musicals, like a bunch of weird stuff later on.
Yeah, that also sounds fun.
Give the first season a try. Really good, really good. It's like one of my favorite series.
Yeah, sounds cool. I'm like, you know what I'm doing right now is trying to catch up all on like Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and those series, and then trying to watch Defenders, which is like all 3 of them. Like in it. So that's my plan, and then I need some comedy on the side. Usually that's how I do it. Like I have like one series, 45-minute episode series, then I have like one light-hearted comedy style series if I'm in that mood, and in the side I have some anime usually, and that's the 3 I watch, and I have to finish it before I can start a new one. That's usually how I do it.
Did you just start with those?
Like Jessica Jones, I'm basically finishing first season, and Luke Cage I haven't started.
Yeah, so you're Daredevil 1, season
Daredevil
1,
I've
Daredevil
seen all. Yeah.
already. Then you're already
Yeah.
ahead because season 3 is after Defenders.
And does that actually matter much, or?
Yeah, because season 3 is completely based on what happens in Defenders.
Okay.
So
then
it's like if you watch like all 3 Thor movies before the first Avenger, they don't make sense.
well, whatever. Like it will be like a prequel. Like I kind of know what's gonna happen,
Yeah, but that's not just with that. That's also with Jessica Jones, because the second season of no, wait. I think oh my god, I don't know the timeline anymore of the Netflix universe. I think the first season of Jessica Jones is playing before the Defenders, and then the second 2 seasons are playing after Defenders.
So should I watch first season of Jessica Jones and Defenders?
Yeah, you need to like go to Wikipedia and then look at the timeline.
Okay, maybe I'll do that.
I think it's Daredevil 1, 2, then Jessica Jones, then Luke Cage, then Iron Fist. Iron Fist directly leads into Defenders. Then it's
But I heard Iron Fist is really bad. Should I even watch that at all?
season 1 is fine. People overreacted. It's
Okay.
mediocre but fine. Then after Defenders, I think it's Iron Fist season 2. Then it's
Why do you know these things, Max?
Luke
Jesus.
Cage.
What the
I
hell?
think it's either Luke Cage or Daredevil. And then
Yeah, we
Oh my
now
God.
find
No,
out that
I'm
Max
bringing-
is a
I'm-
complete Marvel nerd and series nerd and knows like the exact timelines by heart.
I don't like. I gotta say the Netflix ones are really tricky because I can't comprehend them in my head anymore. Which season happens when? It's kind of the same as like the Arrowverse on the CW. Like there's just too many shows with crossovers. I don't know which season works with which anymore.
True. I
If you
also
ask me
watched a
about-
bunch of Arrow and Flash, to be honest. So I don't know.
Yeah, aren't they like in their 6th season now? And every season there's like crossover events and they're all overlapping and stuff. It's like, oh my god,
Yeah,
it's
I
bad
actually
enough
just finished
for...
Gotham completely this last week.
But that's standalone, right?
Yeah, but it was really good. Well, it's like a prequel to everything, basically, I guess. But also in its own way, it's changed compared to the proper lore. But it was really good. I really liked it.
Yeah, a lot of people recommend to me Gotham. I just can't be bothered.
No, I mean it's like a crime TV series, basically.
Yeah, I know. I saw some clips and stuff on YouTube.
Yeah, but I
Alright.
think we should move to your question.
Yep. I have 2 questions. Do you want the tricky one, the really hard one? Do you want the somewhat less hard one?
I mean, you can start with the hard one, I guess.
Nah, the hard one is mean. Alright. So what is the biggest media property that everybody else hated but you liked? That can be
What
movies,
property?
games.
Oh,
Like
media
for example, I like
property,
The Last.
okay. Yeah,
I like The Last of Us too, right? A lot, and a lot of people hate the game. So something like that.
Well, I have like an easy answer to that is Mass Effect Andromeda. Everyone completely hated it. I kind of liked it. It's not the greatest game, but I liked it, you know? It like the whole internet kind of hated on it, like 100%, like worst game ever, outraged. And I was like, oh, this game is actually pretty fun. Yeah, it gets boring. It's a bit repetitive, but it's like not like a disaster. The animations were not great. The facial features were weird. There were bugs, but I think it got like way worse reviews than it actually deserved. It was just like an okay game, you know? So
Yeah, it was a
that's the easy
mediocre game, but it was a bad Mass Effect game.
I don't know, I kind of like the exploration. For example, when I started the starting mission, when you just land on this brand new planet, I actually found that really cool. And even when I went to my
because
first
that's the
monolith,
coolest planet in the entire game.
but even when I went on the first desert island to your first monolith or whatever, how it started, I kind of was like, oh my god, that's so interesting, so cool. So I was like, in the beginning, really like the game. It just gets boring over time. So
Yeah, because there's 3 desert planets as well.
yeah, like yeah, it gets very repetitive. But still, I think it didn't deserve the hate it got, actually. Yeah.
I mean, it got pretty mediocre reviews, like sevens and whatever. I think I don't know, it clocked in like review-wise where I would have expected it to clock in. And to be honest, like a lot of the facial mistakes and the production cycle, like everything Kotaku like posted from like all the behind-the-scenes drama that was going on there. Yeah, I mean, it was a fucking train wreck, to be honest. But
yeah, I mean, there
I
was a
guess
lot
if
of
you like
shit
the
around
game-
it. Yeah, for sure. But for example, I have the other way more examples, like games or like movies or stuff I didn't really like and everyone loves them. I have like 2 animes, for example, that are very famous. Like, for example, Attack on Titan is like super hyped, best anime of all time, and then I was like, it's kind of boring. I didn't really like it. Same with Code Geass, which is considered one of the best anime, and everyone loves it, and I was just like, it's okay.
I started both of them. I think I never finished them.
Yeah, they
I
are
got
not
to
great.
Attack on Titans. I only read the manga, but then I got to the point where they release like weekly or bi-weekly, and yeah, I just fell off a cliff because I couldn't deal with it. I have that once in a while with like One Piece. I get to the
Same.
current state of things, and then I just don't want to wait for like 20 years for them to like figure out their stuff and upload new chapters. So just wait for a year and then burn through them in like one weekend or something.
Yeah, I mean, I tried watching One Piece and like I just started it and got bored instantly. I know a lot of people love it, but probably it will take some time to get into that. But maybe I'll actually watch that anime. It's a good idea.
So do you want the terrible question or not? It's pretty bad.
I mean,
It's actually not from me. It's from a coworker because I asked her like what are fun questions that I can ask someone if I want to torment them.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, you want to go for it?
I mean, why not?
All right. So, what was your worst rejection ever?
First rejection? Like, you mean like romantically or?
Yep. Yeah. Dead air. Yes. Yeah,
I just have to think about it. Yeah, it's like not that easy. I don't think I got so many rejections, so it's actually hard to.
All right, so I'm gonna tell you mine in the meantime while you're thinking, right? So I went on this date with a girl in the Netherlands, and we were sitting at some old market. It's like a town square, and in the middle is a church. And every once a year they have like this festival called GoBot, and it's like a bunch of artists, new wave stuff, metal, techno, whatever, and they make like these installations around the city. I think a couple of years ago they had like a little car that they tuned that it looks like a dinosaur that spits fire, and it was going around the town square circle, like really crazy stuff. So we're sitting at the square and we're just having this nice little date. But right behind me is like a cage with a naked lady just dancing all night while we were having this date. It was really weird. Like, it was really weird. Obviously, we didn't go for a second date afterwards.
Well, it's not really a rejection. It's more like it was just an awkward date.
Yeah, it was just bad timing, and also like the lady in the background just keeping dancing.
Jesus,
it just didn't help at all.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah, but like for me, like I had like my first big relationship when I was like 16 or 15, and this was like a girl I was in love with like since first class, like first grade, and it was like 10 years later or whatever, like we were together 10 years, and yeah, I started like making moves and stuff, and first I got rejected pretty badly, like we went on a date or something, and it was like a really awkward first kiss kind of scenario when I went for the kiss and she moved her head, I kissed her forehead accidentally or some shit like that, but we ended up dating for 3 years after, so it worked out in the end. So but that in the beginning it was very awkward. Yeah.
I remember my first kiss. It was pretty weird too. So I was riding with this girl back in the day before like Facebook. We had like social networks in Germany, and we like kept riding. And then she suddenly wrote like, "Hey, do you want to meet up?" And I was like at a family, so I just biked home. and we were standing like outside my street. There's like this little foresty thing. So we're just standing there and having a chat, and she was like making all the moves and wanted to be kissed, and her friend was like somewhere, like just kept walking because she figured that I'm gonna give her some space. And we were standing there for an hour because I didn't know what to do, and it got like super awkward. And she actually had to just lean in and be like, "Guys, dude, are we gonna kiss or what?" And then it got better from there. But
Nice.
like think back now, it was pretty awkward.
Yeah, there are like many awkward things in life, I think, for everyone that you just have to go through.
So many terrible stories.
Yeah.
Jesus. Like my first ever crush, and actually not first ever crush, but like first person I dated, like that didn't end well, and then a couple of years later she slept like with my entire friend group.
Nice. That sounds
dark times, man.
Very nice, yeah. So
Yeah.
luckily that didn't happen to me. Like this girl I was talking about, she actually slept with one of my friends after we broke up, which was pretty bad because it was pretty good friend. But I don't know.
Sure was a good friend.
No, like I mean, I don't blame him that much. I don't know, like.
No, only her.
Yeah. I don't care about her anymore.
Let's skip out of here. I feel like my terrible question hurt me more.
Yeah, like I didn't really have like a rejection that much, so I don't know.
Damn it. That's the last time I consult other people for like questions for you. Clearly that doesn't work out for me.
Yeah. Let's go to the news then, I guess. Yeah?
Alright, let's go into what we're playing. Like I said last week, I'm gonna go for the Last of Us plat, and I finally have it.
Hey, good job, Max. Congrats. Insert clap music.
Finally. Oh my god, it was also so dumb. So the last thing that I was missing was I had to collect all the achievements and logs and journal entries and whatever.
Fuck,
and I went through the entire game like a maniac. I enabled in a menu that if you are in listening mode, you can like hit the round button, the circle button, and it gives you like a ping if there's like something to pick up around. So I went like through the entire game like a madman looking for all the achievement things. And I'm so dumb. I finished the entire game for a second time on like what was it, hard plus mode, and I forgot the first one. The first one, so I had to replay the beginning again. Well, there was a chapter select, but it was still annoying. At least, like, thank God, the game actually tells you exactly in which chapters you're still missing stuff and what exactly you're missing. So I could just Google it.
Yeah, I mean, I would just Google. If on my second try, I would Google and just go in order, 100%. I would never try to do it myself.
Oh man, there was like what's it called? Like, there were only 2 journal entries in that specific chapter in the first act, and I wasn't sure which one I didn't have. So I just figured I'm gonna do both, and then luckily it was literally the first thing you pick up in the entire game, which I missed twice on both playthroughs. I'm so dumb.
Jesus. Yeah, but now you spent like 100 hours in that game. Good job, Mike.
Nah, doubtful. I think like 60 maybe. Like the issue was I could have like just burned through the second playthrough on like super easy mode or something, or tourist mode, but I kind of liked the challenge, so I like put it on hard. But my god, I hate the fucking dogs in this game. On hard, they're like just vicious as hell. They find you always. My god.
Bad dogs.
The good thing though is, like on my first playthrough, I just annihilated everything on the way. I never really like. Well, I did some stealth to take out enemies, but I never bothered to like go around them, because like a lot of the fighting sections in the game, you can technically go from beginning to end and just sneak through, and then as long as you're invisible and try to get out of the area, there's like a prompt that you need to press where like that character is going through a door and then locking the door behind her. And I never did that. But in this game, like, holy crap, I skipped so many encounters with, like, the infected just because I didn't have the ammunition or, like, the resources to deal with them. But, that, like, man, that game is so tense. Like, if you play it on a harder difficulty, just, like, if you're in a basement and suddenly there's, like, infected walking around and you know that if they find you, you're, like, instant dead. There's
but
no
for me,
way
it would
in
be
which
just
you can
annoying
beat
to
them.
play a single-player game even 2 times, to be honest. Like,
Oh,
it wouldn't
man.
get tense. I
Like
would
the
be just
second
annoyed that I
playthrough was
die.
so rewarding. Like even the cutscenes, like all the little things that the developers put in there that come into play later. Like you can see so much stuff early on that like keeps returning later on. It's so good. Like especially in this game because the narrative is like split into like a very weird structure. Like there's just a lot of rewarding stuff that you can see like early on if you already know what happens towards the end of the game. It's really good.
You know what's
Yeah,
even
anyway,
better?
I
Ghost of
got
Tsushima.
yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
gonna be actually my next game on the list. I'm gonna finish the Coffee Talk game quickly next week. I wanted to finish it this week, but I was on a little holiday in Nuremberg for a day, so I didn't really have time to
Yeah,
like play
Max
too
is
much
going
this
somewhere
week.
every freaking weekend, dude. Like, I'm just home. Well, at least my parents are visiting finally. But you are always out on the weekend somewhere.
Well, I have to go home for a birthday this weekend, so
Yeah, okay. Well, this is the third birthday that you're going home for in the last month, isn't it?
yeah, my grandma
Your
always
grandma,
has
your
her birthday
mom,
on
and
the
now some.
28th of June. My mom's on the 5th of July, and now one of my good friends is turning 30, 30, 30,
Ooh,
30,
that's a big
30.
birthday. Happy birthday, Max friend. Happy birthday.
He'll get it. Like we have this tradition in my hometown that you have to go to the Capitol building in the city, town hall, and dump like a bunch of the what are they called? The lids of bottles, right? You
Mm-hmm.
collect them as friends. And then if you don't have a spouse or engage or are not engaged, you have to mop it with a brush, with a broom. You have to broom the steps. And if you
Okay.
have really good friends, they collect a shit ton of these things and trash in general. You have to clean it all up. And if you have really good friends, so
Wow.
I just had a video from our
Is
group
it
because
some
we've been
German
planning this.
tradition?
I think it's not even a German tradition, it's just my hometown kind of thing. And it's not a proper broom, like you don't have one wooden stick. So it turns out it's a part of a stick, then there's a chain in between the next part of the stick, then there's a chain between the next part of the stick. So it's really hard to like do anything with it, like broom properly. So
That
it's even
sounds funny.
harder. And
Jeez.
everybody else drinks around him already while he does it, and he has to clean it all up. And we already have like bucket loads of these lids of the bottles. It's
Nice.
gonna be a real pain in the ass for that dude.
Very nice 30th birthday. He will spend it with
Yeah.
work and suffering. Sounds very fun.
Congratulations. Cheers.
Yes.
I'm not even sure if he's allowed to drink while doing it.
Well, that makes it a bit better, I guess. I mean, not for me because
No,
I
it
don't really
actually
drink.
makes
But
it much worse because you're just sitting there in pain. You can't even enjoy beer while doing it.
but it's funny at least, you know.
Yeah, for us, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so what are you playing, Benz?
Well, yeah, I'm still playing Ghost of Tsushima, and I played some Hunt and Red Dead actually on the weekend, last weekend.
Oh, I
And
read that.
I don't know, I was just in the mood to play a bit of Western Ghost of Tsushima. They are both really good. You know what surprises me with Red Dead every time that I go into the game is how detailed it is and how good it looks on PC. It like actually looks insanely good. It looks better than Tsushima after all. It's hard to tell because like the environments are very different, but the game is just so goddamn detailed that like everything looks so good. But like Tsushima is amazing. Like every quest I do, it just like sometimes games and cutscenes are kind of annoying or like story dialogues are annoying in a way, but in this game it just feels so natural and nice. I don't know, I really love that game. It really is my favorite PlayStation 4 game.
Did you see the quote? Oh man. Some Japanese development studio said that this should have been a game that Japan should have made. Like it's better than a lot of games Japan put out about Japan.
Yeah, I mean,
It was
I heard that.
it was the Yakuza developer. They were like, "Oh God, I wish we would have made this because it's so good."
Yeah, I heard like Japanese people and like writers and journalists and game reviewers saying that the game is like really accurate and completely stands for like Japanese culture and everything that they do in the game. While usually Western games are very bad about that and they misrepresent a lot of things. But this is actually like super realistic. And the only complaint they had is that the dialogues are too quick compared to how they talked in that time. But that's it. So it's actually very
Yeah,
representative of like history and the whole culture, which is surprising.
I mean, it's not shocking. It's a Sony published game. Sony is a Japanese company. I wouldn't be shocked if like Studio Japan helped out, or I mean they have the resources. They probably did a shit ton of research.
Yeah, for sure. But like it's still very impressive, I think, to like hit it on so many details and so many levels that even like very serious Japanese game journalists who are critical about this game, probably especially, they say that it's really good. So I would highly recommend this game to
surprised if
everyone.
it would have been anything like what they got, because especially in today's climate, like people are just waiting for something like this to happen, like a Western developer game about Eastern culture that just has a bunch of cliches in it. I think this game would have been ripped to shreds in the media if it wouldn't
For
have been
sure.
accurate, to be honest.
Yeah, but to be honest, I think everyone is really enjoying this game. Like, I haven't met a person that said that he doesn't like this game or she doesn't like this game. So, Max, you have to try it, and I wonder how you will feel about it.
I think it's gonna be great. I think the thing that worries me the most about this game is that every time somebody tells me it's really good, they just say it looks really good. Like I haven't heard anything.
No, the
about,
gameplay
like,
is
people
really
telling
fun.
me that the
Combat's
story
really
is good or anything.
Story is like a movie. Like it's, and as I said, it's like feels more realistic compared to other games I played. So I think you will enjoy it, and it's not boring at all. Like the story is interesting, the characters are fun, and the combat is really cool. You have to learn like switching between stances for different kind of enemies all the time. The combos are very simple though, but yeah, you have to learn how to block properly, and then you have really cool skill trees with very interesting upgrades, and you always feel like something is new. So I think you will definitely enjoy it.
Sorry, I'm a little preoccupied. I have like two beautiful pigeons right next to my window. They're just like doing the mating dance, and it's hilarious.
Mating dance for you. That's why you are so mesmerized. That pigeon booty in the window. Yeah, hell yeah.
Hatofu boyfriend, let's go. Have you played that game, the Pigeon
No,
Dating
but I
Simulator?
watched, I saw it. Yeah.
That game gets so crazy. My ex was playing that, and like it's really cute in the beginning, and in the end, like there's some hidden storyline in it, and it gets really dark and weird and really upsetting. It's like fucking awesome.
Ooh, have you heard about this new controversial game? I think it's called Gamer Girl. Gamer Girl, I think it's called.
Yeah. I've seen that.
Where you're basically playing a simp Twitch moderator for the girl, and then you can like, I don't know if you actually defend her or at the end like rape her or kill her. I don't know. It gets really dark and super cringe, but it's very funny.
I think from what I gather from the trailers, like you're a moderator in her chat or something.
Exactly.
But you also talk to her privately, and then she has like this weird stalker, and she asks you basically like multiple choice questions. What I find funny about this game is that it's all in live action, and the acting is so terrible. I love
it's
it.
so bad. I love it. Yeah.
It's so cringe, dude. I hope this game is really terrible. It's not it shouldn't be mediocre, because it's like The Room, right? The movie. There's so many just boring movies out there. But if you get over the hurdle of like just being boring and mediocre and get into the really bad territory, at that point you want to watch those movies
Then it
again,
becomes
because
good,
they're
basically.
so terrible that they're awesome again.
Yeah, but didn't like Sony upload the trailer for this game and then removed it or something like that because it got so much backlash?
Somebody uploaded it. I think they themselves uploaded it and then removed it immediately. Something like that.
Yeah, but it's basically a simp simulator 2020, so I will try that game if it comes out because it looks so awkward.
Did they say it's gonna only drop on Steam, or is it also gonna drop on?
I haven't heard anything about that, but since I don't think it's even a game really, like you don't have to like optimize for engines or whatever because it's like just movies and then you click options, so it could work on everything, I guess. Even Switch.
Yeah, it's like a multiple choice video thing.
Exactly. So I think it doesn't have limitations in terms of consoles or platforms.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, should we get into the news then?
Hell yeah, let's go.
All right, news.
Hey, news!
Yeah.
We need music for the news too. News with Max and Bence. There you go.
I have to wait at every topic that you make like a little jingle.
Yeah.
Oh god. What has my life become? Alright, number one, which is actually ridiculous. Alright, so I'm really upset about this. We talked about last week how like the Game Pass might warp the game industry in something weird and shady. And I already said that if my head idea comes true, the game industry is gonna dissolve into like the mobile market, in which you just have a shit ton of ads, you can't play anything, you have to like subscribe to the service, so you don't have to watch the ads anymore and get like all these premium tiers and whatever. 1 week later, not even, EA announces that in the next UFC 3 game, they have marketeers running TV ads on the damn service. So it works basically like you get a 10-second clip from, I think last month it was Rick and Morty, Snowpiercer, and some celebrity golf thing. This month it's John Cena, some kind of ad. And you have to watch 10 seconds of it, and if you do, they're optional in quotes right now, you get like in-game currency. And it's the exact same thing you get on mobile ads. Like if you
True.
play a match 3 game for Candy Crush, it's like, ooh, you won this match. But if you watch this little ad, then you get a little bit more rewards. Dude,
Yeah,
this
I
is
mean,
how this starts.
who could have done it other than EA? Thank you, EA, again, like showing the way to everyone else how to do microtransactions and how to scam every gamer out of their money. EA, thank you, as usual. But it's
Everybody's
unbelievable that
looking at
actually
this.
came
It's
true.
not shocking, to be honest. The only shocking thing is that they didn't do this earlier, and
It
I'm
is pretty
also
shocking,
shocked that
I
it's
think.
not Ubisoft. Like I swear to God, every time Ubisoft fucks up or any other company, EA has to like step in and be like, "Nah, we're gonna do worse than you, so we're gonna like dominate the news."
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy. But it has nothing to do with the Game Pass, right? It just, regardless, they
No,
did
no,
it
no.
already.
This has nothing to do with the Game Pass. But you can see how the spiral's already out of control. They're just testing this right now, right? Because like because of Corona, there's not a lot of you can't go to the movies. A lot of ad space has been removed. A lot of companies are struggling and they're looking for like a way out. And the thing is that the gaming industry is doing really well because of Corona, because all the people are stuck at home and they're playing games, obviously. It makes sense. So they're just looking at this and be like, how can we monetize this more? How can we run these ads there so all the Googles and whatever are going to be happy about it? And yeah, it's not surprising that it's happening. But like I said, it's such a slippery slope because
But wait, the UFC
imagine
3
like
is already
what is
out,
the
or
next
is it
step?
a game that's coming out, or is this game already out, or is
It's
it a
already
game
out.
that?
Like they
Oh,
already
so they
put
put
the
it
ads
in a game
there.
that they already have. Holy shit! Oh, so it's already running, like it's a live thing right now that you can already do.
Yeah, last month it was like I said, Rick and Morty ads, Snowpiercer on Netflix ads, and some celebrity golf on TV ad.
Okay,
And
that's
right now
crazy.
there are like some John Cena like wrestling ads running.
That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know what to say. It's really like mobile games at this point. Watch this video and earn double rewards. Watch or not, and then 10 seconds and you
Yeah.
watch it, and yeah.
And mobile games, if nothing, they're like games as services as well. It's so easy to look at this. Like Game Pass is one thing that's completely separate, but everybody's pushing for games as services now for these Game Pass things, so they have like little updates. Literally what you get on the phones. Then, if the games keep updating and you get them for like super cheap on the Game Pass, what do you do to monetize them? How about we put some ads in there? And then it just goes from there on out. And the more lucrative this thing is, the more people are gonna adapt it. And at some point, like, even if your PlayStation, if your entire user base goes to like Xbox because you can get a shit ton of games for free, and if you like sign. Alright, so we don't even have to go this far. Like, straight up. What I'm scared is that if you 10 years from now, if you want to play games, you can't even buy them anymore. So you don't pay just $60 anymore for a game. You
Now
have
we
to
already
go
know it's
to
like $10 more.
you
Actually,
you have to
already.
go to like whatever Netflix service you have, like Game Pass or whatever, on PC or on console or on whatever. Then you sign up for it. You can play all the games, but you get ads in all of them constantly. So the way you get around them is you sign up to specific subscription services for these games afterwards. It's like, oh, if you pay us $5 a month, you don't even get any ads. You get an ad blocker for this game, and you get like these little rewards. It's not even season passes anymore, which you pay once. It's like you
Well,
pay every
I
month
would
from
think
there
it
on
would
out.
be different. I think maybe it would be like YouTube didn't have ads a few years ago, and now they have ads unless you have YouTube Premium. So maybe it will be the same. Like, let's say, as you said, like, you get a Steam Pass, which is not even a thing yet, but it will be maybe a thing, and then you access all Steam games or a lot of Steam games on your region. And then maybe if you pay Steam Pass Plus or something like that, or Game Pass Plus, then you just have no ads or anything, no interruptions, and then you can play the game. I can imagine.
I don't think it's gonna work that way.
It's like that on
Game
YouTube,
Pass
and
or
YouTube has separate creators for every single channel, and they get money from YouTube Premium, like more money than from normal YouTube ads. I know that
the thing is,
like
YouTube is already the game technically. They're not the service that provides stuff.
No,
like
because
if you click on a video or watch a channel, you still watch that channel, and they earn money. The thing is that, look at it this way, like Xbox is providing you the games for $10 a month, but EA and the others
really,
still
like,
want the money. So
yeah, but it's not Xbox.
Is...
No, I think it's exactly like YouTube. Like Xbox is YouTube, and the creators are the games.
But then it gets so tricky on the back end because, like, let's say Steam and PlayStation gonna go on board with the pass thing, right? Like, how do you figure out who pays what? Isn't it easier if PlayStation provides the pass, so that's the platform, and then you have your own game on there as a platform, and then you subscribe to that game? Because then you can unify it on the back end, because if it doesn't matter if you're on PS4, on Xbox, or whatever, you can just unify your account, so you only pay once, but you can play on all consoles.
No, I think the solution is that you sign up for the service, and then you have ads in games, right? Like every game you play, you have some ads, and then the platform can tell that the game you are playing having ads, so the game company or publisher or whatever gets the money from the ads mostly, and probably the platform takes some cut. But if you pay premium for the subscription for the whole service, then it's the same thing. Like they see that you're playing that game, and instead of having ads, like the revenue from your premium goes to that game. It's the same with YouTube. I think that makes sense, and it's not so complex.
But then you pay twice. Like if you have PlayStation and Xbox, right? And you buy, or
yeah,
you have on both services, you have Call of Duty, whatever. Right?
Yeah, unless it's cross-platform.
If you pay premium on Xbox, then you get ads on PlayStation for Call of Duty, right?
Yeah, but I think even now you have to buy the game on both. Like if you want Call of Duty on both consoles, you have to buy it separately.
True.
So it's not different.
Know. But especially now with like cross saves and cross play, I don't know.
But you still have to own the game.
This whole ad thing seems like a terrible idea and a bad sell to people already. I think the only way they can package this would be that you pay for the game itself, like as a service, like $5 or whatever per month. And then even if you have like PlayStation Pass or Steam Pass, like if you're on a friend's computer and you log in with your account of Steam Pass, then you can still access Call of Duty there for like without ads, because you're paying for Call of Duty subscription.
Well, I'm not sure. I would not really pay subscription for games other than if it's like World of Warcraft, which is like very online based and you get constant updates. If it's like that, then okay,
but you
maybe
also
I would
get constant updates for Call of Duty then, right? Because like it's like Halo Infinite or like what is it? Forza Motorsport and Everwild. It's like all these games that keep updating and evolving over time. Like you get
maybe
updates.
Multiplayer ones, yes, but like I can't imagine this for single player games at all. That would be ridiculous.
It's gonna be the outlier. I have no idea how they're gonna manage that. Like after every cutscene, you're gonna get an ad.
Yeah, like that would be crazy. So like I don't want this to happen, and I think this can't happen right now because of the sheer price of games. Because YouTube is free, but games are not free, so it would make no sense right now. But maybe at one point in the future it will come to this, and then we will have to accept it. But then it will be like World of Warcraft, and everyone basically does the MMO model, which is fine if the game is that much multiplayer to me. And if I really want to focus on one game, I think that will make people focus on single games more other than just buying all the games. So it will be really weird for sure. And I don't support it right now, but I can imagine it happening. Yeah.
I think you're underestimating how quickly people forget. Like if you like, all right, as an example, right?
I still remember when YouTube was free, like 10 years ago. I mean, it's still free, but like
just games. 13 years ago or something, right? You had Elder Scrolls Oblivion. And for I think $20, you got an entire expansion, which was like easily over 30 hours or something, right?
Yeah, same with Witcher,
like a
right?
whole world. Yeah, exactly like The Witcher. And nowadays, you can get one skin for €5.
Yeah, but also that, like, it's again the difference between single player and multiplayer games. Because if you have a skin in a single player game, you get way less value because you can't show it off to others. So that's the benefit from multiplayer, that you buy the skins so you look cooler in front of others, while in Skyrim or Witcher, you just do it for yourself, which is not that rewarding, right?
I don't know.
So it's more like bragging rights in multiplayer games.
Yeah, but still, $5. What was it? Like the season pass for Evolved was, I think, €20 or something, and that was like a third of the game. And the season pass was not worth that at all. Like people kept screaming about it, and like these season passes just get more outrageous, and I think people are just they're just fine with it.
Yeah, I think it's because
like,
they are not really
that you're getting.
Like they are, if they are not giving you any benefit, just like visual looks, I think it's fine. Like then it's completely up to you if you want to have that or not. Like if it's...
that's true, but I'm just saying that like the value perception shifts over time. The things that were like back in the day in the game, like alternative costumes, they were already packaged in there, or like expansions that actually made sense that you wanted to buy, like just completely shifted into stuff or cheat codes even.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Resident Evil 2 Remake had like cheat codes that they sold off for like €5 that were back in the day just in the game.
They're selling cheat codes for money. What? I didn't even know that fully.
It's the same for Assassin's Creed or what is it? Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
Oh, you mean like these boosters?
Yeah, there were so many just sliders in game in the menu that were like back in the day just options. Like if you want to look at this in a really cynical way, right? So The Last of Us is like part 2 is like one of the most user-friendly games ever, because you can change everything you want. You can define, so you can start the game, you say the UI is too hard on moderate, the AI. So you can set just the AI to easy, but you can still, the damage that they do, can set that to high. So they do more damage, but they're not as smart. And then you can place more items around the world, like you need more resources, put the game on light. But you can also put it on hard, but have the enemies on light. So you don't have resources, but at least you can take down... like, you can literally change everything you want about this game.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it's all for free. But in an alternative universe where, like, Ubisoft or something publishes this game, like, all of this would be locked behind, like, paywalls and stuff.
I don't know, I still would find that weird for a single player game like Last of Us. Like, it makes sense because you play alone and then you can have a better experience, and it's better for them because you will enjoy the game more. But if it's multiplayer, then it's
you had the same thing in
different.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Well, I don't know, I never bought anything like that, so I'm not sure. But yeah, I heard that these boosters are there, but like it never annoyed me because I just ignore it completely. Like, maybe I can level up quicker, but I don't care. Like, why would I want that, you know? Like, I'm playing the game anyway. And there's difficulty options, but not as detailed, obviously, as in Last of Us or Shadow of the Tomb Raider, where you can set difficulty for everything separately, which is super cool. And every single player game should do that, probably.
I don't know. What I'm saying is, like, the perception of, like, pricing and value is just, like, so obscured, and the game companies know this stuff because they, like, just throw more and more and weirder things in there to, like, make it more confusing what you actually get. Like, even if you pre-order stuff, you have, like, 20 pre-order options nowadays, so people don't even know what they're getting anymore.
Oh yeah, gold
and
pack.
And it's just all this swirl of nightmare. And I can totally see that they're just gonna drop ads in there, and they're gonna package it, and they're gonna give you, like, a subscription fee for the game. Because you get it for free, technically, but you have to pay subscriptions. I wouldn't be shocked, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, we will see, but I hope it won't come to your
Me too.
pessimism
Like,
again.
holy shit, that's why I'm saying all of this. Like, I'm terrified that that's gonna be the future. Like, I want games I don't mind paying $70 now instead of 60 if I just get a full game, to be honest.
I'm already paying somebody on stupid PlayStation. Just give me $40 games on Steam and I'm happy. PC master race, always.
I'd rather pay 60 or 70 than getting this subscription nightmare world.
Yeah, I mean, subscription is just really annoying. Like, you know, the worst thing for me about subscriptions is that you feel this pressure on you. Like, if you bought a subscription for 1 month, then you have this pressure that you have to play the game because it expires and then you're fucked. Like, that's why I hate World of Warcraft subscriptions, because this stupid pressure on me that, oh, if I buy 3 months, then I know I have to play for 3 months or I'm wasting my money, basically. It's just very annoying. Yeah. But I think we talked enough about this topic, and we can know what happens anyway.
Yeah, honestly, I could go on forever about this. Like, this is just raising all sorts of flags for me, and I'm so annoyed with it. I don't want ads in my like console or PC video games. Like, keep that trash on the mobile store. Like, there's a reason why nobody uses them, or like people don't take them seriously anymore.
Yeah, but I also think that mobile games are usually free, so maybe this can come to free games. I would be kind of okay with that, I guess. Like, if free PC games like League of Legends would have ads somewhere, that would be acceptable. Or Fortnite has ads, like whatever. But if you pay for the game, I think it's kind of unacceptable, to be honest. Especially if you pay like $60, that's just. True, and I guess this UFC game is pay to play, right? You have to pay upfront.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, so that's ridiculous, I think, that they would even try this.
The thing is that they're skippable. So you can literally just skip the ad. You don't have to watch it.
Yeah, wow, but it's still there. Like, I think the fact that there's an ad in your game is already fucked.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'd rather just not have them in free games either. I think that's like a cheap argument. And it's 100% an argument that the game industry is going to use when they implement more of these ads, that they're just going to say like, oh, but it's free to play.
Well, I think from my perspective, that's fine, because they have to make money somehow. Like, you either get microtransactions or ads, or both. Like,
it's going to be both.
Yeah, but you get the game for free still. Like, especially if your ad is skippable, you don't have to watch it, you don't have to spend on skins. That I'm kind of okay with that, to be honest.
Yeah, but that's how it starts. That's like, look, nothing stays the same. Like, a couple of years ago, we didn't have microtransactions, then we didn't have loot boxes. It just keeps evolving. As soon as you have one ad in a game, like in a AAA game, and it does well, there's 100% chance that they're just gonna keep going and try to evolve them further and further.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but still,
100%. Like, dude, there's greed. Like, the game industry isn't a charity. We are trying to make money. That's the whole point. And exactly. You have investor calls, and you need to like tell them how you're gonna make more money the next month.
Okay, but how would a free game make money without these things?
What?
Well, how would a free game make money without microtransactions or ads?
It's fine. Microtransactions are terrible, but I can see them working. I just don't want ads in games, because have you seen the movie Ready Player One?
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole premise of the movie is literally that the bad corporate dude has the technology so he can shove a shit ton of ads in front of the players so they can't play unless they pay them more.
Yeah.
And it's literally gonna be like that. Like you said, like,
it's
gonna be free to play.
Max.
These ads are gonna be skippable at first, and then
okay. What do you think?
You have to sit through them, and then you have to pay fees.
You had Last of Us for free, and you would have some ads after cutscenes.
I would rather pay for the game and not have the cutscene, even if it's $70.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Can you imagine you have The Last of Us, like one of the greatest story experiences ever, like the first one. Doesn't even have to be the second one.
Okay, yeah.
Like one of the best games ever, and you sit in the middle of a cutscene, and like, let's say the first chapter, and I cried. And then you have a fucking like John Cena ad right afterwards.
Well, maybe they could do it
like
cleverly.
The entire artistic integrity of the game falls apart.
No, I think you could do it cleverly. You could put it in the game.
You don't even have to.
Like, put it on magazines in the game. Like you can
You
put
don't even
ads
have to look-
inside the game, Max. You don't have to put like an actual video playing. You could like put it on like the walls, like posters would have the ad already in there, or you know, like actually like paid promotion inside the game that they can just change, or like video playing
already
inside
have
the
that.
game. And well, not much.
You
Not
have
like
it in FIFA, you have it in every sports game, and a lot of car games there were advertisements. I think there were even
Okay.
presidential election posters somewhere in like Burnout, I think, back in the
really
day.
holy shit.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, but maybe they could just ramp that up a bit and like put more of that, especially in free games, whatever. Like there's better ways to go about it, and like first, like obviously if you play the story of Last of Us and then a fucking ad pops up about Nutella, that would be like the most annoying thing ever. Like then we just completely win the
Last of
story.
Us. Think about God of War, like the whole premise of the game, or not premise, the whole marketing gimmick of that game is that it's like one cutscene, like one long one shot. Like the camera never cuts. And then you have like an app that pops up in the middle of like after a fight, and you have to like click it away or something.
Yeah, I guess, but like, and what if you had a choice to like play the game for free with ads, or just buy the game for 60 and then it's
I
done?
buy the
don't-
game.
Yeah, but like maybe that could be a choice, you know?
Yeah. That could
Yeah.
be a choice at first, until they realize that if you just put up a subscription for like $5 and keep updating the game like Halo Infinite, people keep subscribed and they have to even pay more to like flip away the ads.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Let's move on from this, I think, because we just like thinking of like
Yeah, I
random things
know.
that could happen or not happen ever.
I'm just angry about this. Like, I'm so angry.
Yeah, I mean, it's very
And
bad.
the ironic thing is I work on ads all day, so
Exactly. We will have an ad today for sale. Oh, yeah.
all right. So number 2, Phil Spencer hinted at another for the Xbox. I mean, we talked about this last week, right? They said they have like the studios that they showed off from their first party. There's still gonna be studios left, so we already speculated and did some.
Well, they
Yeah.
already announced it in the first that they're gonna be other ones. But I guess now they said it's in August, or at least rumored that it's in August. So at least we get like a date now, not just like randomly. But Yeah.
Like I said last time, the way I understood it was that they just said like, "Hey, we only show stuff off from some of our first-party studios," but they never clarified that they're gonna have a second showcase.
no, they actually literally said at the end, I think.
Really,
Yeah, they said, oh, we will have more showcases.
I think that's so dumb though.
Yeah, I was even saying in the other last podcast that I think they should have just done one good, big, satisfying presentation instead of chopping out to 2 mediocre or even bad presentations. So I don't know. It would have made way more sense to me, but I guess they went this route for some reason.
Yeah, 2 points actually. So first one, like as far as I can tell, like from the internet and Twitter, right? There's a lot of people disappointed with the showcase, like the last one.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
that's what I gathered. And the second point is, I think it's a bad idea to show everything off from all the first parties. Like it's just a bad move. It's like if you are Marvel and then you announce the entire second phase and the third phase as well of your entire cinematic universe. Like we would have never guessed that Infinity War would have been 2 movies if they wouldn't have announced it like 5 years or 6 years before. Like it's just so dumb of them to like literally reveal all of their cards because there's no excitement anymore for the next 5 years.
But you don't know if they, yeah, I mean, they could have like projects that they haven't announced and are already being worked on. I guess, like, I'm not
But
sure.
how many teams does every studio have? Like, do you expect Coalition to work on the next like Gears of War and something else? I
Yeah,
think
you're
they're
right.
just gonna show off Gears, and that game is gonna be like last year Gear 5 came out, so 3-year development cycle, maybe 4 years. So we're like 2 years out from the next Gears of War, and they're already showing off of it. Like next year is gonna be so tedious because it's gonna be the same games all over again, and then the year after again. And if they already show stuff off, that's like 3 years off the table. Like that makes no sense to me.
Like, I
That's
would
why
imagine they
Sony is
thought
so
about this
smart,
as well.
because-
I'm not sure. Like, they must have known that they have to have some stuff hidden still and some big surprises for down the life cycle, like the first years of the Xbox X. Otherwise, it would.
I
it just
sure
makes no
hope
sense.
so, because if they like literally blow their entire load now, the next couple of years are gonna be boring as hell.
Well, although if they
Xbox.
can outsell PlayStation right away from the get-go, that's already really good for them, I guess. Maybe they go for like a big launch event, like announcing everything, putting out the Game Pass, just trying to like destroy PlayStation right from the get-go, and then that's their strategy.
Yes. I mean, they desperately need anything at launch because right now, like we said last week, it's just Halo. They have nothing.
Well,
Like,
they
all
never
they do
announced
now
what's
is
launch title, right? Like, we don't really know what's actually...
They said Halo is definitely gonna be a launch title.
Oh, okay. So other than that, we don't know anything.
Yeah. But also, like we said last week, like Halo looks like garbage. And it's not just us, it's like the internet.
Yeah, it looks
And
like
I wouldn't be
poop.
shocked, like, if this is a live service game, I wouldn't be shocked at all if they just put this out in early access on, like, Game Pass for launch.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, what is that called? No, there's a...
Game
Xbox
preview.
has the game preview, yeah, exactly. So the new gen game preview. But that would be also odd that their first Xbox X Series game is like a beta. That would be weird. So it has to be a full game, I think.
You
But
think
live
that,
service.
but they also launched the Xbox One X, the most powerful console ever, with like some weird ass side scroller that looked like garbage, and also
Okay, but
got
that
really
was like an
bad reviews.
update. That was like the PlayStation Pro or whatever. So it's not like a whole...
Yeah, but they hyped that up for like 2 years.
well, of
The
course.
Scorpio, and then they even took the name over and put it on the chip, and then it's the most powerful console ever, and what are you gonna
True.
some weird side scroller that's actually pretty terrible.
Yeah, but like at least every game runs better on it and higher res, and they have the point that it's better, stronger than the PlayStation. So
Fair enough. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
just hoping that they're gonna keep some secrets for the future, because I really don't need to know what Xbox will be working on in like
4 years.
2025.
yeah, I agree. It's just dumb.
All we know from PlayStation right now is Ratchet and Clank, which is Insomniac, Spider-Man 2 they're working on, Miles Morales they're working on. So those are the 3 teams from Insomniac. We have no idea what they're working on in VR right now. Naughty Dog is completely free now without The Last of Us, so they're working on stuff. MLB The Show is already confirmed for next year. Uncharted is gonna be coming from San Diego, I guess, which is not confirmed, it's just a rumor. So everybody has to look forward to that. Then they own the Bloodborne IP, which we still have nothing seen, nothing got announced yet. Sucker Punch is completely free now, and it can't be Ghost of Tsushima 2 because, like, that. Like,
I
it
would
was
think they
a
could try
time
to milk
period
that
piece,
for
right?
Yeah, but they could continue it like next era, whatever.
Yeah, but it's like such a historical
DLCs.
piece, right, on that island, right?
Yeah, but like, yeah, I mean, they don't have to call it. They could call it Ghost of insert a city name, and then you have the new game.
So it's basic, but the ghost is the ninja, right? So it has to be like some eastern country.
Yeah, I mean, it could be same
ninjas.
Japan. It's just like you could just move from, like, there were ninjas for multiple eras. Like, you don't have to have. You can even go backwards a bit, I think. So
I think
it
I want
just-
them to return to. I want them to return to Prophecy and do something more weird.
yeah, we'll see. But like, I'm pretty sure Xbox also has things like hidden like that. I cannot not imagine that they will blow everything and then they are just done for the next 5 years. That would be just ridiculous, to be honest. So
But they already announced the biggest games of their studios.
yeah,
Like,
at
the
least
only
what we know.
2 big games that are left are Gears, the next one from Coalition. So then maybe they can show off a bit more of Fable. Then they have the We Happy Few people that probably work on a new game that they can show off. But that's also gonna be like a multiplayer game, I would assume. Yeah, that's pretty much it, right? Because Ninja Theory put out the trailer for this Hellblade, like the behind the scenes footage. So that means they have nothing. That's why they put out behind the scenes documentary stuff.
Yeah, but
because they
to
have
be
nothing
honest,
to
my
show.
problem with Xbox was always been that they have nothing. Like, if you have a PC, Xbox is just useless, and PlayStation has all the cool exclusives, like the actual exclusives, and Nintendo, like, Xbox exclusives are not even exclusive. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, Max. Like, They must have some secret big projects, maybe even new IPs hidden there somewhere, like you said, from the Be Happy Few creators, maybe, who knows. But PlayStation is just better in exclusives on big games like that, I think, overall.
Like, we don't even know what Studio Japan, like the big one, does yet. Guerrilla has like, I think two teams now. So they announced that Horizon's coming out, but we still don't know what the second team is working on. I think Naughty Dog also has multiple teams. They have 3 teams actually. Well, one team is just a secret engine team, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, Sucker Punch is 3 now. Then they have Sony Santa Monica, which had 2 teams back in the day, but they scaled back to 1 team. So the next God of War is Inbound 2. But they could have ramped up the second team again after the success of God of War. So they probably have 2 games in development as well. So like, there's just so much that Sony has like on the table that they can do whenever they want.
Yeah, but I think you just don't know what Xbox has. They must have a bunch of stuff as well. We just don't know.
But do they? Because like Obsidian, like how many more teams can they have? We already know everything they do. They do the DLC for the Outer Worlds. They do the Grounded game, which they need support over the next years. Then they have Avowed, which is like in early stages because it just has a CGI trailer. Then Fable, I don't know what's going on with Fable. Like, they've been working on this for years, and all we saw was like 10 seconds of some shitty CGI trailer.
Well, you think that everyone else is hyped about Fable, but you, it seems like.
Everybody is hyped because we get a new Fable. But
no, everyone liked the trailer. I think everyone was happy with that. To be honest, other than you, everyone I talked to or seen online were really happy about even seeing that.
I don't understand why.
I don't know, like you're just very pessimistic about everything. Be happy. You got a Fable cinematic after so many years. It's good.
That trailer could have literally been a black background and then the logo. That's all that did for me.
I mean, I would have been happy with that too. Like, you just be happy about things.
I'm so tired of all these E3s and Gamecoms in which they just show cinematic trailers that don't look like gameplay at all. And then like 5 years down the line, they downgrade all the graphics. It looks nothing like the original. And everything is just...
I mean, hopefully on next gen they will look a bit better at least. I would...
Whatever.
hope.
Let's move on to the next topic, which is actually kind of related. So Gabe Newell, the creative mastermind and CEO of Valve and Steam, said that he would... Yeah. He would, if he had to choose between the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox, he would buy the Xbox.
I guess he just likes good specs, or he likes PC gaming, so it makes sense. Like, he's all about PC gaming, basically, so... And Xbox is basically a PC in a console form. It's literally what it is, right? If you don't have the patience or time to mess with PC stuff, because PC is very cumbersome and can be really annoying to handle, and you just want the console experience, then you just buy an Xbox and then you have that. And the Steam is also a bit like that, because they have this big picture mode which basically turns your PC into a console. So I can really understand where he is coming from, because PlayStation is just a different beast all across the board and fit like its own games. So yeah,
I'm so confused about him. Like, especially him, because he owns a PC, right? He can just buy Game Pass on PC and play on Steam. Like, why the fuck would he ever get an Xbox? He would dump that in the trash and keep playing on the PlayStation, on the
yeah, I mean, yeah, that actually makes no sense. As I said, like, if you have a PC, then...
He literally buys a trash can and puts trash in it because it collects dust. Like, if
but at least it looks better than a PlayStation 5.
Yeah, but at least he could play, like, games on it that he can't play on his PC. Like, why the fuck would he ever go away from his master race?
I don't know. Like, it makes no sense. Like,
See, that's why this answer is so dumb of his. I find it so hilarious.
Yeah, because like for me, I always buy PlayStation and Nintendo only, because Xbox just makes absolutely no sense to me, because I already have the PC. So why would I even do that in the first place? So
why would Gabe Newell ever buy an Xbox? Because wait, no. The question was phrased between only the two, right?
Probably, but like I guess then it's...
then it makes sense, right? Because Xbox is more like a PC.
Yeah, that's what that was my argument, that it is like a PC.
Yeah, alright then, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but like from the perspective of games, it makes no sense, because you can just play the same games. Like, you just have the same games now on 2 platforms.
To be fair, Gabe is in bed right now with Xbox and HP to build like a new VR headset, and I think they're working on like some games from Valve as well together. So
They have the Valve Index, no? That's their VR headset.
no, they're working on another one with HP and Microsoft.
So that's gonna be the next Valve Index then.
I think maybe.
And I guess if they work together with Microsoft, then yeah, exactly. Then it makes sense that he praises Microsoft. Yeah.
like
Yeah, I mean
yeah,
maybe
whatever.
it's just PR bullshit.
It makes sense, right? I mean, if he likes PC, you go for Xbox. But literally, if you like PC,
if you
just
don't have
buy
a PC,
and
yeah, exactly. If you like PC and you don't have a PC, you go for Xbox. But if you like PC and you have a PC, then you go for Nintendo or PlayStation, I think.
Yeah, but that wasn't the question, right?
True. So I guess that's fine.
probably the only reason. Whatever. All right, so next one, number 4. Cuphead surprise drops on PS4. Studio MDHR's blog post literally reads surprise exclamation point. Cuphead is coming to PS4 and it's out today.
I didn't even know it's not out on PS4 because it's been on the Switch and on PC for so long that I just assumed that it's everywhere.
No, it wasn't exclusive. It was like a Microsoft exclusive game because
no, it's on Nintendo. It's on the Switch since a while. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think so too. But I'm pretty sure that had to do with like publishing rights and IP and the timed exclusivity and stuff.
So it came out. Well, oh no, it's yeah, it came out in 2019, a year ago on the Switch. So I just assumed it would come out everywhere.
Wouldn't it be funny if Microsoft literally signed a deal with
Sony.
MDHR Studio
Oh.
that said, all right, it has to be at least for a year on Xbox, and then you can publish it anywhere but PlayStation for another year.
I mean, it's possible.
Because like,
who knows?
if you're already on Xbox, porting it to PlayStation isn't hard. Because
yeah, exactly. That's why I'm
almost the same
surprised it
specs.
didn't come out with the Switch.
Exactly. There must have been some behind-the-scenes deal things going on. And I'm just laughing about what kind of contract you literally draw up that says you can publish it anywhere but PlayStation for 2 years.
Yeah,
like, just the pettiness of it. I love it.
Yeah, but you don't know if that's the case, but it is probably because
But it must be, right?
Yeah.
What other reason would there be?
I can't think of any. Yeah, it has to be.
Exactly, it must be that. Like, there's
And it's
literally
like
no
we are
other
9
reason.
months. So it came out in April. Did it come out on the 27th now? But do you know the exact date?
God, I don't know.
Because it came out April 18th on the Switch. So if it came out on 18th on well, it's not the 18th, then it would be exactly like a year and 3 months or something after that. So it would kind of be contractual. It would make sense. But yeah, who knows?
It's like the physical year or whatever.
Don't be scammy.
Yeah.
Scammy Xbox. Thank you.
No, I mean, they're like both consoles have like exclusives, right? I mean,
Yeah, but
I'm
what I'm
just happy
saying,
that more
Xbox really
people
don't
get to
have
play the game.
exclusives. Like, it doesn't have exclusives. I think. Like, I wouldn't call them
just don't say
exclusive.
that anymore.
Like, is it
Microsoft
exclusive if
first-party
someone
games,
else
whatever.
can play it? Do you think? Like, is it exclusive if all the PC master race has access to it?
I mean, I see Xbox as PC, so yeah, sure, it's PC exclusive.
Yeah. Okay. PC exclusive. Yeah.
All right.
Sure. Okay. Next one.
Yeah, number 5, Halo Infinite intro has been remade in Media Molecule's Dreams game.
Okay. What has not been remade in Dreams? That's the better question.
I know, but it looks aesthetically, like, graphic-wise worse,
Better.
but aesthetically better than Infinite.
Yeah. I mean. Infinite looks terrible right now, at least from what we see, so I'm not surprised. And Dreams games can look actually surprisingly good.
I really want to see like a proper game out of Dreams, like a proper game. That would be so cool. Like, I wish Media Molecule would have just taken their engine and made a game instead of this you can make your own game.
It's pretty unique, at least. Like, it's like almost an engine. It is basically
Yeah,
an
but
engine.
they've also been working on this thing for 5 years. So the money that has been dumped into this thing must be insane.
But wasn't it selling really well as well? Like,
I hope so. I sure hope so, because otherwise Media Molecule is gonna have a.
yeah, I agree. But like, I think it's a cute, fun game and very unique at least. So I hope they are doing well.
But I'm hoping that the next game of Media Molecule is like a actual game, like Tearaway or Little Big Planet is also like a. But at least it was a game. And
you know what they should do? Release games in Dreams from them, like official games inside their own engine, and sell it for money, like a DLC.
I'm not. I think they're not selling them for money right now, but I'm pretty sure they signed up a bunch of developers to make games in Dreams. I think there was a story in the beginning of the year that they hired actual people to make games in the game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, if they would sell it for money, that would be a pretty cool. Like, it would basically their own platform to release games at that point.
Everything is a platform now, like we discussed today.
Yeah, but like, this is actually
you can
like
play this
a
game
platform
for
that
free
makes sense,
if you watched
right?
this ad before.
Yeah, but okay, you have to give props to Dreams because you can just do whatever, right? So
yeah, you can.
If they
dream up
sold
a whole
actual
bunch of ads.
games inside there, would you mind? Like, they release a game for $5 that you can buy from them, and it's an actual game that you can play inside your game you already have. It would be pretty cool, I think.
I feel like at that point they should just license the engine and sell those games over the store. I don't need to go into a game to buy a game. I'd rather just go to the PS Store and buy that game there.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, I would mean it like a DLC on the PS Store. Like, you see the DLC for Dreams, and that would be a game that you can play inside.
I'm not sure. Maybe that'll be easier, like for the UI, because then you can just limit it to like stream games, so they don't flood the store with like Dick Simulator 15. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's so tricky. I feel like at that point you need to build like a whole new support system, like an entire QA group that actually tests these games, so they're not just like one level of garbage. So imagine it's like Steam 5 years ago, before they had like Greenlight and all this stuff, in which people just make like broken games and try to sell them for like two.
Yeah, but like
no
I meant,
quality
they would make
control.
their own games, so then it would be controlled. Like, not like you are thinking of they are selling other people's games, like monetizing other people's games on their platform. But I would think that they make their own games, like their next game, they just make it in their own game and sell it as a DLC, and it's like a complete game.
Oh, that's what you mean.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's cool. It's very unique.
I think I'd rather just have them take their engine that they created and make a game.
Or that, yeah. I mean, they both work, but I think it would be just very unique idea to do it like that.
Yeah,
like no one else
but I
does
would
that.
prefer like a 60-hour open world, first person, whatever game in the Dreams engine than like DLC.
But what if the 60 hours game is a DLC? Like, you just start Dreams and then you have the extra game inside there.
Yeah, but
Like,
if
you
you
have
have
to
a
buy it
60-hour game, like they need to price it that way, right? So it's gonna be like 40 to 50 euros or something. And
Yeah.
at that point, I think marketing-wise, it's just smarter
Maybe
to
it's
like
hard,
put a
yeah.
put a new
Okay.
key art on there, name it something else. Like, people will gravitate towards it more, because if you call it like Dreams DLC, it's gonna be so hard to market. And you also, like, if it's
True.
DLC, it could be standalone, right? But why call it Dreams then at all? Just because it's made in the engine?
Like, maybe you don't have to call it Dreams, but it could be still a game inside Dreams. I don't know. I don't know. They could do a bunch of things with it, I think. And it's just...
I think I would ramp up the marketing from like the PlayStation studios and say like, this game has been completely made in the Dreams engine. And that's like their first press release, and then just have the game stand on its own. I think that's the smartest way to do this, because you can sell it as a new IP that looks,
Yeah,
instead
I mean,
of having
that
it
works
tied
too.
to like this old gen game engine.
Yeah, I mean, like with PlayStation 5, it will definitely be old gen, so they will have to do that probably anyway.
I would be shocked if they don't port this game.
They will
Because
probably,
they dropped
but
it
it's
so
still old
late in the
gen.
PS4's life cycle. It just seems weird to let it die after like 5
But
years
unless it
of
gets like a
innovation.
proper upgrade with like new functions, like actual proper upgrade, then I don't know.
I think it will.
That's cool.
It would be so weird to just let it die.
Yeah, probably. Well, we will see
After
anyway.
all the investment that they put in there for 5 years, just to let it die on an old console just because the next console generation is around would be weird.
Yeah, but I still feel like most games will, like most last gen games will die either way, even if they get the upgrade, because they are old and everyone just goes to the new stuff.
I'm pretty sure Fortnite is going to be just fine.
Yeah, because it's free. And it's on every platform, even on mobile. Like, I bet biggest base of Fortnite is freaking Chinese mobile players. Has to be.
No Dreams on PS5 free. But you have to watch an ad before you try every game. Alright.
Hell yeah.
Number 6. It seems like Ubisoft canceled a potential King Arthur fantasy RPG helmed by Mike Laidlaw, the Dragon Age creative director. How do you feel about this, Bence?
I mean, that's sad to hear, but is it just a rumor, or do we know anything about that? And if it's not, like, if they canceled it because they want to make Dragon Age, well, they're already making Dragon Age, right?
They didn't say which studio is making this game. Mike Laidlaw was just the creative director on Dragon Age.
Okay, so it would have been a really cool RPG probably, and they canned it. So
yeah,
that's sad because I really like those games.
As far as I read, is that the oh my god, one of the higher ups that was co-creator, co-executive, was one of the people who got accused of sexual harassment and conduct and got laid off. Or
so that's why.
Could be that's the reason why, but we don't know anything. Like, this is just a rumor. We don't know when it got cancelled, when it was envisioned, and all the stuff. So
yeah, I would feel really bad if that's the reason. Like, imagine the whole team working on a game and it gets cancelled because of some higher up doing like very inappropriate things. That would suck.
Yeah, but you gotta also think that if this game would have been in production for like 1.5 years and you already have like early prototypes or something and like vertical slices, just because the co-executive is being let go from the company, you don't just stop this project.
Well, they could be scared of being cancelled or whatever. If the involvement is like very big, then people would just cancel the game and they rather cancel it themselves. I don't know.
Maybe, but you could just put another executive on there and then have him.
Well, then what other reason would they have? Ubisoft have a lot of money, so either the game is not good and they don't see future for it.
The game was good, I guess.
So if it's not good, then I'm glad they cancelled it, right? Like, I would rather get a good game than...
Between To Honor and Assassin's Creed, like King Arthur, right? That seems like such a time period for a Creed game. They probably looked at this and said, like, this is not gonna make us any money. We might as well just skip this and then put out Assassin's Creed King Arthur in 2 years.
Yeah, maybe they will actually, that would make sense for them to like shift it towards that, maybe even, and just reuse the assets if they have like, we don't know anything about this, right? We don't know how far they were, how long they have worked on it.
No, we don't know anything.
So yeah, it's hard to tell.
All right, number 7, we're getting closer to the end. So it turns out that Hawkeye DLC dropping to the Avengers game. It's gonna be free post-launch DLC with like major story mission character. Have you seen the presentation of it?
No,
like,
but
they showed some new videos of recently, and they actually look pretty interesting. Like the
but do you feel like giving a free DLC with major story missions is a good thing, or it should be just in the game already and not like an extra selling point? Like, they basically took a part of the game out and then fed it back to you as free content while it should be in the game, right? It's Avengers and they took out a character and they gave it back to you for free to promote it. Like, that's how I feel about it.
I don't think it's like promotion. I think they had to print the discs for the game and they just couldn't make the deadline with this character in it. So they just cut the character and now drop it as a day 1 DLC, a day 1 update, because they need to have him in there because otherwise people complain.
Yeah, but why is it even a DLC then? Just call it like patch. They just patch it in. That's what it is.
Hawkeye patch. That sounds even worse. Now you
Like
can at least spin it as
update 0.1 Hawkeye, whatever. Added.
Yeah, but if you call it that, everybody knows that they just couldn't make the deadline. If you call it free DLC, at least you can spin it as, oh, we're doing something for the
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They are just like, they fucked up and took a part of the game out and then selling it back as like a selling point or like a positive, which is probably not. So yeah, whatever.
They definitely try to spin this as positive, but I'm pretty sure they just like couldn't make the deadlines for the hard copies.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good marketing move. Like, oh, we couldn't make it on time, so let's give it as a free DLC to everyone. Yay. And they will be happy that we are giving free stuff compared to other companies that are selling DLCs on launch for money. We are giving free DLC with major story missions, very worked out, main character for free, guys. Yeah, that's how I see it. Yeah.
Just watch this ad.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, they didn't really have a choice. This was the only choice they had.
Yeah, I guess. Good move. I respect it.
Yeah, I mean, literally, as expected, the only move.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the Avengers game? Do you want to play that at all?
Yeah, I like superhero games, and I haven't had any superhero games in a long time, I feel like. I don't know when we had any.
Spider-Man.
Okay, yeah, but it's like PlayStation or this is not exclusive, right?
No.
Exactly. So the PlayStation is kind of separate game than the other superhero games. I don't know. Like the last one before the Spider-Man game is the Wolverine game. I can remember.
I think this could be tying into Spider-Man.
That's
because the timeline on the events in the story are kind of like before Spider-Man and after, but not during that time. Like they made it very clear because they start out the game at like 8 day or like Avengers Day in San Francisco, and they give a specific date. And you know these specific dates in which the Spider-Man game happens. So the opening segment of the Avengers game is happening before Spider-Man, and then all the stuff afterwards, I think there's like a 5-year time skip or something. And then that all happens after. So like there is a good chance that Spider-Man could pop up as like a late on DLC character when like Miles Morales comes out or something.
Yeah, but would that mean that then you're saying it's not PlayStation exclusive, so they would move Spider-Man to other platforms?
Well, the problem is that Sony has like this really tangled up mess of a contract with Disney. Because Sony technically owns all media rights or something to Spider-Man. Wait, no, they own the movie rights to Spider-Man. They got them back in the day from Marvel, from Stan Lee. And Disney wants Spider-Man in the MCU. And before they had this contract that Disney and Sony produced the movie, but the revenue from the movie goes to Sony, I think. And Marvel has merchandise rights to like a certain percentage for Spider-Man. And they renegotiated last year the contract or something, or a couple of years ago. And I think part of it was that Sony can make a Spider-Man game because they don't own the license for the games, only for the movies, because the license for Spider-Man games was before at Activision. But that expired. So now Disney gave Sony the rights to Spider-Man for this specific game, or for multiple ones. They signed probably an agreement. And Marvel can have the Tom Holland Spider-Man in their movies.
Yeah, it's very complex, it seems.
It's really complicated. There's like a lot of stuff going on in the back end. So I think Spider-Man will not go on multiple platforms. Maybe PC, maybe. But I think they could still build this universe, this game universe, so that Spider-Man could technically fit in. So would not be surprised when Avengers comes out in September, I think.
Yeah, soon.
And then the Miles Morales Spider-Man game comes out at
October, November,
like November.
Launch of PlayStation. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then you get like free DLC for Avengers. Miles Morales as a playable character.
You know, that would mean that, wouldn't that mean like it's as the first appearance of Spider-Man in a very long time on PC? Like the last one was this Spider-Man 2 game, I think, which was pretty terrible on the PC version.
Yeah, that was from Activision, I think.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, even though I liked it, but it was way worse than the PlayStation game.
Yeah, like.
Well, when was that? That was the last, right? And that was, I can tell you, the 2004. Yeah. That's a long time ago. Yeah, so
they always have these tie-in games with these movies, and they're always terrible. Like this has been happening since the PlayStation 1. Like every movie game that ever pretty bad. Like maybe except Tarzan
the Wolverine,
or the Lion King for PS1.
Oh, that very old ones. They were really good. Like the Tarzan, Lion King. Yeah, like those very old games were very good. Yeah.
I think like Asterix and Obelix.
Hercules was really good too.
Yeah, there were some.
And
good
I guess
ones,
then you have Kingdom Hearts.
All Activision movie. GoldenEye was really good.
So these games are actually pretty good if they are old, and the newer ones were pretty bad actually.
Yeah.
I think.
Since PS2, PS3, like they were all really terrible. I think they're pretty much gone away now. Like I can't think of any movie licensed game that came out in the last couple of years that was like a tie-in for a movie. I think most studios just make like mobile games as tie-ins.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, like I haven't seen any big movie games popping up lately, I think, at all. For a good while. Like, I think, as I said, like, the last real big movie game that was pretty good was the Wolverine one, and since then I can't remember any good ones coming out, other than, like, the Spider-Man games on PC, and like maybe some Harry Potter games, although I can't even remember the timeline, like, which one came first, so,
like, the last couple of Harry Potter games from EA, I think. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that.
Exactly, like, a movie just died out on consoles or games in general.
Yeah, the last two Harry Potter games were like third-person shooters.
Oh wow, I didn't play those. I guess.
Look it up. Like you have a wand and you literally shoot it like a weapon. It's crazy.
But you know what's funny? I think it actually shifted the other way around, where games become movies instead of movies becoming games. Like you can. Like, for example, Witcher, obviously it's also books, came to like series, and then we had like Assassin's Creed game, we had Prince of Persia movie, I mean, we had like so many game related movies lately. Like all these Mario movies, like Pac-Man, whatever, like just Pokemon, like bigger IPs coming to movies.
Pac-Man didn't get a movie. You mean Pixels?
Is that not a Pac-Man movie?
No. There's this really terrible Adam Sandler movie called Pixels, and
that's
one
what
of the bosses in the game is Pac-Man. They
even got the original
Donkey Kong creator of Pac-Man into the movie.
Yeah, and they had Donkey Kong in it as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's skip one topic and go back to it later because it kind of fits in. So Ubisoft and Netflix are partnering up for Splinter Cell television show, and they already signed a deal for 2 seasons and 16 episodes already.
This ties in pretty well to what we just talked about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it makes perfect sense. I've been saying this for a while. Like movies don't make sense about video games. Like games have been trying to emulate the structure of movies, make them true. But the thing is that you spend like up to 60 hours or something with a game. Like in the worst case, you spend 8 hours on a short campaign. But in these 8 hours, you get to know these characters. And you have all the time to get to know them. Like, you don't have that time in a movie at all.
True.
So, it makes so much more sense to, like, put it in a series, right?
Yeah, I agree. Like, series just work better with games, like, compared to games, I guess. In general, and like, there's no way to fit everything in a movie.
Yeah, and to be fair, like Splinter Cell is literally just a spy thriller television show from Tom Clancy, right? And he's also a book or was a book writer.
Yeah, I think so.
So it just makes sense, I think, to write
some that will work really well
show with like some spy action. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. They can make a pretty decent like James Bond style series or like Mission Impossible, but in a series form with the Splinter Cell team. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We'll actually
pretty much
probably
that.
enjoy them. Yeah.
All right, number 9. This is actually kind of exciting for me. So there's gonna be an analog pocket, and it's like a Game Boy emulator. It's coming out on the 21st of May next year, and you can use Game Boy games, Game Boy Pocket, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games. You can put them all in there, and you can play them on like a modern console in quotes. And yeah, that shit is awesome. I would
Yeah,
love
I've seen
to like.
it looks really cool as well from the images I've seen, and it's a pretty good idea. But the price I think is a bit overpriced.
Yeah, it's around $200. It's a bit much.
I think that's I would pay maybe 100 for it because it's not even like you still have to get the games, so it's just like a Game Boy. You can play Game Boy games and multiple consoles in one, I guess, but still like 200. Like you can almost buy a Switch from that. Like Switch Lite is around that price, and then I would rather go for the Switch if I had the option. So if they would
kind of true, isn't it?
take down the price a notch, then yeah. I mean the idea is really cool. Price is pretty
Do
insane.
Game Boys still work? Do you know?
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't they?
Because electronic circuits and stuff rust over
No,
time.
I have like 3
try to
Game Boys. They all work.
Yeah.
I have like one like a very old one which has no colors in it or anything that works. Then I have a Game Boy Advance that works perfectly, that's colored, and then I have a Nintendo DS which is not really a Game Boy but that works too. So
yeah, the only reason why I would buy this is just to play Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, but at the same time I might as well just buy a Game Boy Advance SP with the game.
But can you not just
set me back like $40?
But can I think like Nintendo Online or whatever it's called, their online service gives access on your Switch to many of these old games. And also a lot of games are emulated on phones at this point. So you can just play it on your phone from ROMs. So I don't know. Like I'm not sure what's the value in it other than it's being pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a cool idea. I'm excited somewhat. You kind of lessened my excitement about it.
Well, you could just get a Switch, get the online, and then I think you can access like hundreds of retro games.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's the same price.
Cool idea nonetheless. I think it's for like collectors and stuff, right? So
agreed.
All right, 2 more topics. Tony Hawk will be adding 37 new songs to like the Tony Hawk 1 and 2 remaster, remake, right?
Remake, yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of songs, like 3 albums of songs, so...
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a big news. Great, I don't know. Yeah,
I think they had to. Like, are all the old songs in there? I don't think so.
I don't know. I mean, they have the rights, right? I don't know if they need... yeah, it's a good question, not sure.
I don't think they have the rights.
I don't know how it works with remasters.
I'm not sure if they still have the rights for the original, to be honest. Like if they could release the original game now. I don't think they have the rights for these either. Because back in the day, like a lot of music labels signed contracts with video game companies that after like 5 years or something, the license expires and they're just not able to sell these games anymore themselves.
Could be.
Like for example, if you go back to GTA 4, I think even in 5, and listen to like the radio stations, there's like a lot of songs that are missing.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, I think they had to replace like a lot of them. Yeah, there's some really weird licensing shit going on with these kind of games. So I wouldn't be shocked if there's gonna be like a whole bunch of old music missing, and they just added like 37 contemporary tracks.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, probably. Actually, that makes sense. Like maybe just about some new songs that fit to the game. It's a remake anyway, so it will look new. They put in some new songs. It's cool. But I would have liked to have the old songs, to be honest. Like that would be such a flashback to the old feeling of that game.
To be honest, like on the console or even on PC, you can literally just turn on Spotify. I'm 100% certain there's like Tony Hawk 1 playlist and then just play that.
Yeah, of course you can do that, but it's still different when it's in the game, or you have to put in your own music somewhere else.
No. Like for example, I played Burnout Paradise, the remaster, right?
Yeah.
On PlayStation. And there's an option in which you can just import your Spotify playlist to the game, and you still have all the sounds, and you can still skip the songs with your controller and everything. And
That's
it's
cool.
also from. Oh wait, that's from EA. So Activision could technically do the same thing, I think.
Well,
That you could just
that would be the
import
best
your
solution
Spotify
then.
playlist.
Yeah, that's the best solution. Like in GTA, you could do that too. Put in your own songs and
Yeah,
you
exactly.
just listen to
So I
whatever
would
you
just
want.
do that, and then just click on the Tony Hawk playlist. The
Yeah, I
original
agree.
one.
That sounds cool. If that's
I'm
really
more
a thing.
curious, like, do we know what they cost yet? Because it's like the first one and the second one in the remake, right? And usually remakes go
so.
for $40. So is this gonna be like a full price game, or is it gonna be?
No, I think it will be $40. Like every
But
other.
it's 1 and 2.
Yeah, but for example, isn't like the. Yeah, I think there are remasters that are multiple games, and like how much was the Spyro? It's 3 games remake. It's remake, right?
But there
yeah,
were
3 games
no,
remake.
there was a
and...
remaster.
Okay, that was remaster. Yeah, then maybe. But I still okay, maybe not full price, but like $50. If the game is good enough.
It's probably gonna be full price.
We'll see. I would be disappointed though. That would be a very high price for a remake. And it's like these old games are not so big as like newer games, if you know what I mean. Like they are way more empty and less dense than new games, so it would be weird to me to get it for full price. Like to be honest, 30 for one game would make sense. And if it's both games, then maybe 50. But
I don't know what to tell you, man. All right.
yeah, we'll see.
We have one more. Number
Alright.
11 it is. Destroy All Humans remaster or remake?
Remake, I think.
I think it's a remaster. They
I don't
didn't
know.
add anything new, right? So
But they remade. Yeah, I don't know. I'm always like, it's kind of weird line between remakes, remasters nowadays. I'm not sure.
it's tricky, right?
Yeah, I think it's a remake. Like it completely looks new. Okay, I'm not sure. But I think that game looks so dope. Even though like the gameplay looks very repetitive for my taste, but the whole idea and the humor looks really fun. I would probably get it if I had money right now. What do you think about the game?
Yeah, I played the original a bit. It wasn't really my cup of tea. I don't know.
Yeah, I never played the original, and I actually haven't even heard much about this game before now. But now I've seen all this footage and the comparisons, and it just looks very funny and cool. I like aliens, so I would definitely enjoy going around like towns and just shocking people, killing people or whatever, abducting them. I'm not sure what you do, but it just looks very funny to me. So
yeah, it's definitely like one of the quirkier games because the main character is just super sarcastic and also very sadistic in a way.
he has so funny expressions on his face. I just love it.
Yeah, it's basically like Mess with People Simulator 2020.
Oh my god, you just reminded me of a very old game. Have you ever played this game when you have to like prank your neighbor?
No, I don't.
Oh shit, like it was like your every stage is like a movie scene, like a shoot, and you have to like prank your neighbor and set up traps for him and stuff. Oh my god,
No,
it
I
used to
haven't
be
played
my
that game.
favorite game. Okay, not
I thought you
favorite,
were,
but like
I thought you were gonna tell me about like Overlord or something where you have like an imp like destroy your surrounding lands and build like an evil empire or something.
oh, it's called Neighbors from Hell.
I'm actually
It's a
gonna Google
phone
that,
game
actually.
now. It's a phone game now. Holy shit! It's such a
What is
good
it, Neighbor
game.
from Hell?
Neighbors from Hell, and now it's on the Play Store and stuff, and it's divided into seasons. From 2003 to 2005, it was such a good game.
I think I've
17 years.
seen the art of it, like in memes and stuff.
So you have this fat neighbor, and you're this skinny guy, and you have to hide and like learn the patterns and like set up traps for him and shock him and basically kill him every time. And then you get score for like it's like episodes in a series, and then you get rated by the audience. It's really really good.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like your kind of game.
It's so funny, dude. You would enjoy it because it's very funny.
All right, that pretty much concludes today's episode. I'm actually shocked that we did this long because there wasn't actually that much news.
Yeah, we
The
talked a
ironic
lot
thing
about
is
the
that-
money things,
Yeah.
the monetization.
Yeah, the EA ad thing. That was like the last thing that we added today because I just saw it today that was happening yesterday. And I went ahead of it as a topic, as a top topic, because it just pissed me off so much.
Yeah, I mean, it's an
I
interesting
think
topic
without
for
that,
sure.
the episode would have actually been much shorter.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we'll have shorter episodes, longer ones, like less fun. I think it's fine because like news are always changing and like sometimes there's
Yeah, I
not
was kind
much
of really
to talk about.
expecting that today would be a shorter one, like for a change, because we usually go like for like 1.5 hours or 2.
Yeah, but it's actually longer than average. So good job, Max. You talked a lot today. Oh yeah.
Just so much rage. All right, do you want to bring it home, Bence?
I think it's your turn, Max, because I open. So feel free to do
I'm the
it.
clong act.
Yeah, don't
I'm the
forget.
headliner
Okay,
tonight.
Max, I'm judging you, so don't forget the talking points.
I will never forget. It has been burned into my brain.
Good.
Right, let's close this out. Thank you for listening to us, viewers. Viewers. Thank you, audience. Remember, you can always reach out to us on our email address, rawepodcast@gmail.com. Leave comments on the videos. Write us if you have anything or any corrections. Always write in if you have questions. If you want me to ask more mean questions to Benz in Know Your Hosts, then
Know
please
your
write in.
host.
Give me some suggestions. We really appreciate it. And again, we've been trying to make the audio better. Sorry for last week. And I think that's pretty much it. So, rah! We're gonna be out of here now.
Goodbye, guys. Have a nice weekend. Or Monday, actually. Bye.